Welcome to the very first episode of this little sub-series, Movement Monday. And I wanted to start it off with why I chose this name, what we're doing, what's happening, and what I call the movement mindset. I'm Lilith Rose, the host of the Communicate with Confidence podcast, and I was contemplating how I can do more podcasting because I love it. I love sharing my voice. I love talking into a mic, and all of you seem to like it as well. And so I want to do a little bit more. Time is not on my side. So I realized I know what I can do. I have these thoughts all the time, and I'm thinking them. I might as well speak them into a microphone. And that is thoughts around I hate using the word, but like motivation content. Motivation content is typically like, you're great, keep being great, and with instrumental music behind it. But what I see as actually valuable motivation content is something that not only inspires you, but also gives you some really just verbiage, practical skills to enact, something that actually changes you, and something that you can take with you after the emotions fade. That's what movement mindset is, to go beyond, to give you the emotions, because we all love that, but to give you something a bit deeper, actually beyond just the emotional level. And the movement mindset was the perfect start to this entire little journey. I'll be doing this every Monday, and the main bigger podcast episodes will be coming out on the Thursdays, unless there's a different date that pops its head that looks better than that. And to start it off with this, I want you to know that this is completely off the dome. I have the title and I have this concept that's been in my head for over a year. And that's it. I'm speaking directly to you. Last year, my buddy and I were putting together a 3-month training program for business owners, and we wanted to have part of the content be motivational and very clearly label as that this is the section of motivational content, and then there's actual real educational content in addition to that. But we wanted to talk about mindsets, we want to talk about motivation, and we want to talk about how your brain works and how to work with your brain in order to grow in any way that you want it to grow. So again, be a little bit beyond motivation. And I was in charge of this section. And I was thinking, I was coming up, I have a bunch of different topics that I have in my brain. And the first one was the concept of moving. And what is that? And I don't mean necessarily physically moving. What I mean by that is that if you're like me, I hate being stagnant. I hate doing nothing. I hate just being and staying in that for days and days and weeks and months, and it feels horrible. We all deserve periods of relaxation. Let me be very, very clear. I'm not talking about not relaxing at all. What I'm talking about is the concept of, if you're feeling stagnant and if you're feeling like you just can't take a first step, if you feel like your goals are out of reach, if you feel like your ideas and hopes are getting progressively further away, you have one goal in that moment, and you only have one thing: move. Move in some way, shape, or form. And sometimes that is actually physically moving, going on a run or exercising or doing something like that. Sometimes it is that, because that can actually help your body and mind be healthier, and it can help get those good chemicals rolling and actually start you in moving in other ways as well. But also, if you're looking at a giant task list like I am every single day, if you have emails waiting in your inbox like I do right now that I should have responded to yesterday, 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago, maybe a bit more than that. If you're feeling that, which most of us are, especially creatives who just want to create, like I would describe myself as a creative. I love creating. I really get bogged down with all the administration part of creating. And so when I'm stuck in that field, that murk, what I think to myself is, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? One thing, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. Can I go and do the dishes? Can I go and take a shower and clean myself? Can I write one email? Can I make one graphic? Can I write one paragraph? Can I do one small thing? Can I reply to one text and move? And then after that, say, okay, let's move. Let's take another step. And then it's up to you, of course, to realize how you move best, when you need breaks, when you need to relax and let your body and mind settle, because that is very important. And you're going to burn out if you just keep moving and you never stop. We're not sharks, we're humans. And I don't even know if that's actually real. Is that like an actual real thing? Moving was and still is the thing that is one of the single greatest game changers in my day-to-day life. And that's why I wanted to start with this, and that's why I named this like little mini show, this little Monday show within the podcast after this, is because it is applicable in every single part of my life, my personal life, my social life, my business life, my other professional life, my other professional life, my other social life. I'm just kidding. I barely have one. Hey, but this is applicable in every single one of those. If I'm feeling a little lonely, I can move and text a friend. If I'm feeling a little lonely, if I'm, feeling like I'm stuck in like a cluttery space, I can move and make the bed. Like if you're watching on video, you can see I did. You can see the tip of it. I live in a small space. This is the thing that has helped me through so many situations. And you can find similar, I didn't invent this, right? It's not like I'm the first person to think of doing one small thing to get you started. Of course not. But by framing it as moving, it brings something non-physical to physicality, and it also opens up my options. I'm able to say, I need to get things done. I need to get things done. I need to get things done. Get one thing done. Getting one thing done means looking at my task list, getting overwhelmed and going, and then kind of like goofing around until I finally do one thing at the end of the day. That doesn't help, and that's never helped me. It just, especially if you have ADHD, if you have other, it just doesn't help. But instead, framing that as moving, that's where you don't have to look at a task list. You don't have to be overwhelmed by the chores of the day. You can simply get up out of your chair and move. If you can't think of anything else, you can just stand up and move. Stand up and move. Or if you're already standing up, move somewhere else. If you're waiting around somewhere, what can you do? And specifically, I want to reiterate, this is primarily applicable if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you're not going anywhere, if you feel like you're not hitting your goals. If you're already feel like you're doing what you're doing, and you feel good about that, then this is helpful in times of struggle, especially when you're physically, emotionally sick, thinking about what is one small thing I can move to help myself feel better. What is that? For me, I find it so incredibly helpful to visualize concepts that aren't visual. I have a very hard time understanding theoretical things, having like a non-visual memory. I'm an incredibly visual person. That's why I'm constantly daydreaming, honestly. That's what I blame it on. And I feel like that's a thing with creatives, is that we are very visual. We see something and we bring it to life, whatever format that's in, we bring it to life because of our vision. And so this is what I'm going to leave with you on the very first Movement Monday. I want you to think and carry with you this week just that one word: move. When you're stuck, move. When you feel overwhelmed, move. When you have a bunch to do and you're feeling and you just can't get any of it done, move. That can mean whatever you want to mean. It's incredibly flexible. It's what you are. And I hope that this becomes a part of your vocabulary, like it's been part of mine. This has been something so legitimately helpful for me, and I've carried this with me for, actually, it's been 3 years. I thought it was 1 year. I just looked at the date, and it was actually 2020. It was the summer of 2020 during lockdown. That's when I came up with this. So not just 1 year, 3 years. I've had this constantly in the back of my mind. And honestly, sometimes whenever I forget it, I notice a change. I see myself just not blossom, not flourish into the person that I want to be and to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish. Forgetting to remind myself of this word, it actually begins to hurt me. This was to the point of where I was looking for signs that just said move on them, that are like huge signs that I could like put up on a wall or something that just say move, just as an ever constant reminder for me to get off my ass and get shit done. This has been Lilith Rose. You can find me on all the socials. Just type in Lilith Rose. You should be able to find me. If you want some more stuff like that, connect with me, or honestly, just reach out and message me. If you'd like, I would absolutely love that, and I would be very happy to communicate with you and be there for you whatever journey you're going on. I will see you this Thursday with a full episode and another Movement Monday after that. I have said this word so many times already in this episode, but let's keep in mind this week, morning, afternoon, night, that one word: move.